Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending good energy and blessings to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So today we're talking love and marriage Huntsville. You guys know why you are here. We are talking about why Carlos King is now sucking up to Melody Shari, you guys. And again, like I said, I'm doing kind of a piece of, kind of what I felt the most important chunks of the over hour-long interview that took place after the season premiere of Love and Marriage Huntsville with Carlos King and Melody Shari. And for those of you who did not watch or didn't have time to watch, it was a lot of butt kissing, you guys. For, the other word, right? Basically Carlos was hyping Melody Shari up, hyping up all of her businesses, even though he didn't get all of them correctly, because he's not a true millimeter, even though he claims he's the president of the millimeters. I don't believe him. Then he, Melody Shari had to correct him because from her property management class that they seem to have edited out from the show, Melody Shari has helped over 650 students in her property management restoration class and people landing contracts. So to my calculation, that's at the minimum of $2 million right there in these past couple of years, right? Since Melody Shari has been doing her master classes. So that's just one stream of the 19 other streams of income that she has rolling in. And Melody also confirmed that Martel basically had a blow up that was beyond repair to where Martel almost got fired. And they covered it up, you guys. They covered it up. And here's my thing, right? It shouldn't have to take Melody Shari to contemplate leaving the show for Carlos King and Angela to fly out to Huntsville to have a come to Jesus meeting and have everybody, now decide to film together and try to work together and all of these things. This should have been nipped in the bud a couple of seasons ago, you guys. We should have never, allowed for, these scenes where you're trying to, present this good guy image, and you're even doing it this season, right? You're doing this season trying to still present that Martel is the good guy and Melody Shari is the issue. Meanwhile, behind the scenes, he is causing havoc. He is, trying to destroy Melody Shari, right? But then when it conveniences him, still wants to try to get her back. But my issue with this is Martel spent all this time trying to turn the rest of the cast against Melody Shari, right? And trying to make it as though that she was the issue and try to run her off the show, right? In hopes that, they could all get more screen time or whatever else, and that the show could be successful without Melody Shari. Well, per Carlos King, in his own words, in his own podcast, made it a point to keep saying that Melody Shari is Love and Marriage Huntsville. That there is no show without Melody Shari. We already knew that, though. We knew that from day one, right? We knew that from day one, season one. But they still made it a point to cut Melody Shari's scenes because she wasn't fooling with a lot of the cast that were, slandering her and her children on social media. Which I don't blame her. But the ratings suffered, right? The ratings suffered when they tried to, focus in on Phonics Unhooked and everything else and all of the nastiness that was taking place. And so my question is, why hasn't Stormy got the memo that this is not, going to be of the same storyline that Destiny has done, that even Letitia has done in the past, and all of these other people who have tried to make Melody Shari their storyline? That's not going to work moving forward. That she's gonna have to come correct with something else, right? And if it's not her being upset that Melody Shari hasn't called her in 4 months, it's, now this alleged beef that her mom has with Melody Shari, even though she's only met her a couple of times, right? So how do you have all this hatred and all this vitriol for somebody you don't even know, right? Make it make sense. But, in regards to Carlos King, I don't understand why it's taken so long. And he's made it a point in this interview to really, you know, say, hey, I talk to Melody Shari all the time. You know, we're actually good friends and blah, 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 blah. But my thing is, if that was the case, why did all of these things have to escalate? Why did all of these things have to occur where Melody Shari is still getting maligned in the edit? She's still getting, you know, set up this season to still be the villain, you guys. She is still being set up to be called, quote unquote, the puppet master, because they're going to make, you know, whatever Stormy's pretend issue with Melody Shari the leftover regurgitation from Destiny storyline that got her ultimately kicked off the show because she wasn't sharing her life. So I'm just trying to understand what is actually new and fresh this season. Other than it sounds like there's going to be a reconciliation of some sort later on between Letitia and Melody Shari. But that should have, you know, they should have been ironing that out a long time ago. But the problem was everybody's egos got inflated, you know, with the success of the show. And, you know, failed to realize that the ratings had the largest ratings were the shows that focused on Mel, right? The million viewer episode was the episode that was all about Melody Shari, you guys. So it was not about the rest of the cast, right? No shade, but it wasn't about the rest of the cast. And, you know, real talk, Melody Shari is the only person from the cast that has really been able to parlay this into even more opportunities for herself. And that is the issue. The issue is everyone else needs this show, but Melody Shari, you guys. Melody Shari does not need this show. Melody Shari, if she wanted to, can take her production company and create another show if she wanted to. And star on that, because Melody Shari is a star, right? And, you know, that became apparent with how loud, and see, this is why Carlos has to keep calling out the millimeters, because nobody else in the cast has a fan base the size of the millimeters, you guys. Nobody else has a fan base that is going to critically think, who is going to, you know, break down everything from season 1 as to the reasons why, you know, not everybody can be trusted in this crew of people, and how all of these people that Melody Shari has recommended, has vouched for, has went to bat for, pays her back by getting on camera and trying to slander and malign her and make her look like she is this big puppet master and she is this big drama queen and that she is causing all these issues, when really it's one-sided on everyone else's end, right? Melody Shari does not do anything or say anything to these people until, you know, it has gone too far, really, right? But then when she does respond, she's all of a sudden the bad guy, right? And then this need to, you know, push Martel, even with confirming that Martel went too far once again, he is still being painted as this good guy, you guys. Meanwhile, he is in all kinds of chaos off camera with his side chick. He is in all kinds of back and forth shenanigans with Shari, but is still making it his life mission to try to destroy Melody Shari, all while presenting himself on camera as being the person who is willing to be the good guy, is willing to be the co-parent, is willing to work things out with Melody Shari, and none of it is true, you guys. None of it is true. So where do we go from here? From Carlos King's butt kissing of Melody Shari, right? Where do we go from here so that this can get right? Yes, it looks like things are going to be better storyline wise for Melody Shari this season. It looks like they're going to finally showcase other businesses and things she's got going on for herself. And it looks like, you know, there might be some fences mended between some people potentially. But ultimately, we still have a narrative that is being continued by Stormy and her mother that is a false narrative, you guys. That is a false narrative that is set up to make Melody Shari look like a fake person, to look like a person who is causing all of this chaos, to look like this, you know, she's this puppet master that is, you know, instructing everybody, you know, to do X, Y, and Z, and then they get on the show and completely switch up, and then Melody stops talking to them, right? And so we have to, you know, continue to tell the truth, you guys. And that's why I'm here. That is why I'm here, because we have to get the lies straightened out. And we have to continue to make sure that the truth is being presented, regardless of how they want to portray certain things on the show, because not everybody knows all of the behind the scenes drama and all of the social media drama that continues to take place and, you know, continues to be a threat to Melody Shari walking away. Even though Carlos swears that Melody Shari's not going anywhere, he needs to reel in Martel. He needs to let go of this obsession with Martel and realize it's a toxic work environment, you guys. Realize it is a toxic work environment and things have gone beyond the show, right? So there is that. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.